Alright, so let me get you up to speed. Right now, I'm heading over to see what's called a Neotropic Cormorant. Just what is a Neotropic Cormorant? Well, you just wait and see. They're very rare up here in Lake County, Illinois. The funny thing is, about a year ago, I did a similar, though much longer trip to see the same bird, though it was 2 counties away. What? It all started the night before. I was up at 11 o'clock at night and had just received an email that somebody had spotted a black-bellied whistling duck at Paul Douglas Forest Preserve, which is a little over an hour away by bike. This is a forest preserve I've been to before. There had also been a Neotropic Cormorant that was hanging around the same pond for about a month now at least. And Paul Douglas Forest Preserve was about the halfway point, so it started to seem pretty doable. Where the heck am I? Since this was such a long trip, and Google Maps said that it would take 5 hours to do the whole thing without stopping, I decided to get an early start. Okay, not that early. That's more like it. Anyway, so our first stop was Cuba Marsh. There isn't really much to say about this. I pretty much just kept going right through, so I'm going to move on. Then there's our second stop. Originally, Google Maps had me routed through Deer Grove Forest Preserve, but I knew I could save time if I just kept straight on Elo Road. Now we come to our third stop, Paul Douglas Forest Reserve. We are now over an hour on our journey. I decided to veer off the path for a little bit and look to see if I could spot that black-bellied whistling duck. Unfortunately, I guess it had already skipped town, and I was a little late to the game, but I was on a journey, so I kept moving on. Here's where my first roadblock came through. In fact, the road was actually closed due to construction. So I had to route all the way around to get back on track. That probably set me back about a half hour or so. So apparently that was the wrong way. The ride was absolutely beautiful. Actually, not really. Crossing highways here and there, riding through urban areas. I wasn't exactly seeing wild America. Luckily, there was sort of a bike route I could take to those areas. Some were a bit more challenging and not as straightforward, but I made it. There isn't much to say about the rest of the ride. I kept taking bike routes, passing through much urban areas to find this small little retention pond with, I don't even know what that is. And I waited and waited, and then I got a brief glimpse of the Neotropic Cormorant. Don't worry, I'll help you out here. It's that one. It was swimming and diving and only surfaced for a little bit, and this is really the best view I was able to get. It's really a lot duller than our more common double-crested cormorant. Was that really worth riding my bike 2.5 hours down here? I don't know. It's pretty anticlimactic. Now I have 2.5 hours ahead of me to get home, and Google Maps is routing me through Ned Brown Forest Preserve. I haven't been there in a while, and I've never really biked through there, so I thought I'd give it a try. This is by far the largest forest preserve I passed through, and it took me about an hour to get through, at least. Now, flashback to the present, and my view is equally disappointing. So I thought I'd just take... Hey, I'm the narrator here. After searching through the hundreds of cormorants for about half an hour, I was finally able to pick out our Neotropic Cormorant. Yep, just about as pretty as always. By the time I got to Arlington Heights, I felt like I had been riding for a really long time, but still, I had over an hour left to go. I could really start to feel it catching up on me. I knew it was going to take me more than an hour to get home from here. Now we make it to our 6th stop, which is Buffalo Creek Forest Reserve. Sorry to disappoint, but there are no buffalo in Buffalo Creek Forest Reserve. Just really large construction equipment. Because apparently they're redoing the whole reservoir there. Which has brought about a lot of shorebirds that haven't been here before, but nothing too interesting. I almost turned off there and stopped to look for a little bit, and I'm feeling really exhausted. So I decided to keep moving on. Now we come to stop 7, beautiful and historic town of Long Grove. At this time, the bridge was being worked on, so I had to take yet another detour through a small park. I stopped off at the gazebo and had a quick snack and continued on my way. I still have 40 minutes left of my journey, but I think I'll stop it right here. So yeah, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already. Alright, see you next time.